Okay, I know Mother's Day is long gone, but that's not the only day we can honor our moms. I think moms deserve special recognition anytime. I invited Kansas City Police Chief Forte and his mom to come on the show Mother's Day week. They couldn't make it then, but they are here today. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for being here. Tell us about this wonderful woman.
Well, she was strict, she was loving, and held us accountable as we grew up. She raised 5 kids by herself, never lived in a house with a man, but she was there for us and provided for us. We never had public assistance. I mean, she's just been great.
So tell me, how did you do it? A lot of people want to know. I mean, that wasn't easy.
The only thing I can say is that, number one, I had expectations from the very first. I expected them to do the best. I held them accountable for that. I had God in my heart, and He was with me all the way. I had my family support and select friends. I would say this, anytime that you have children, you need someone else to help you. You just can't do it all by yourself, but you have to be careful who you ask.
So it is true, it takes a village.
It takes a village.
You weren't alone, you really had that support. Was it family or friends or other neighbors?
I had family and friends, and my neighbors were great. We lived in good neighborhoods, and my neighbors were great, and I worked every day. And my children were home, and my mom watched them when they were too young to be at home by themselves. But my neighbors would say, "Did you know Daryl was such and such a place?" And I'd go, okay, thank you. And I would approach him and ask him about it. Why were you there? If he could give me a good reason, it was acceptable. If he couldn't give me a good reason, it was a consequence.
What was the consequence, Mom?
It could be anything.
She was strict.
Let's just say that.
She was in the neighborhoods that we lived in, they called her the warden oftentimes because she was so strict. I was in 7th and 8th grade. I'd, leave junior high, they call it middle school now, but leave junior high and you had to stay in your front yard till she came home at 5 o'clock. I mean, she was strict our entire life.
So when you look at this man, I mean, look at the badge, he's the chief of police now. When you think about what he's accomplished, what do you think of Daryl?
I think that he listened. He made choices. He made some good choices. He made some teenage choices that I'm sure that we would probably revisit if necessary. But overall, I'm proud of the fact that he was a kid that always knew what he wanted to do. At one point, he wanted to be a race car driver or a police officer. This was age 4 or 5.
Do you think your mother is the reason for your success, is a big reason, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a big reason because I stayed out of trouble. And when, you can't have a record and become a police officer. I mean, I could talk to her. I remember from the time I was probably in the 6th grade, I could go talk to her about anything, whether it be girls, whether it be drugs or whatever. She's been totally honest with me. And she always said, you can make the decision you want to make, but there's consequences. And I always remembered that.
So, Mom, you got to spill the beans. Tell us a story. Give us something that we could say. The chief of police did that.
She don't have any.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of something. Let's see. Talking about wanting to be a race car driver and a police officer.
Sure.
Well, he actually went to Bailey Tech after high school to become a mechanic. Well, he did great in the class, good mechanic, but he got grease under his fingernails. He came home and he says, "I don't want to do that anymore."
Oh, that's a good story.
And so consequently, he had to finish. That was no choice. You don't start something and stop in my house. So he finished the course, he graduated, but he never had to get oil under his nails again.
Oh, that's great. I just have to ask one last question. Teen curfew starting Friday. Yeah. What would you say to parents, and you both of you, just real quickly, about watching over the kids so that they don't get into trouble, they're not where they shouldn't be? What do you say? Mom, we'll start with you.
I would first of all tell the parents, know where your child is, know who they're with. Make them accountable. Consequently, you will have a child that's doing the right thing.
Chief?
I say ditto. That's what I want to say. Just hold your kids accountable and know where they are. I mean, that's the key. Kids going to go out there, they're going to do different things, but know where they are and have expectations and have curfews on your own. It shouldn't be a city curfew. Parents should have a curfew.
Guys, thank you so much for your wisdom and the fun stories and sharing the family photos, too.
Thank you.